Thank you, everyone. Especially, I would like to thank Professor Sarat Pradhan, Dr. Vikram Kesari Jena, Rudra sir, and Payal madam for giving a such beautiful introduction. But I don't know how far I would justify their words. But still, I'm happy to share this dice with Professor Sujita Mukherjee, Professor Atanu Mahapatra, and Dr. Vikram Jena, who are all the most well-known face in the academic circle of India, and not only for India, but also abroad. Uh, so my topic today is technological disruption, crisis in liberal democracy, and our uncertain future, a special reference to India. Just I will first in my presentation I will put some pictures, then I will come to a discussion that what I trying to say today. This is a picture. This is a chart, a graph. We can say that says that it is a report given by Statista Foundation in 2020 about the youth unemployment rate of India from 1999 to 2020. If you see this curve, which is moving upward since 2007, in 2007, the unemployment rate of India, the youth unemployment rate of India was 18.11%. But by 2020, it has reached to 23.7%. So this shows that the India's increasing unemployment rate is a serious issue for India today. I will come to the next slide. So this shows that Global Hunger Index report of 2020. This is a report of World Hunger Index in which India ranks 94th out of 107 countries. The graph depicts that India is a level of hunger that is serious. Even if we have Food Security Act in 2013, we don't have able to attain our goals, and we have still a serious situation as per the Global Hunger Index report. Yes, India is not happy. The United Nations World Happiness Index report shows that in India ranks 144 out of is at 66 position. So this is a grave question for India. So why we are not happy? Where is the problem? We need to understand, we need to find out that why we are not happy. So this is about the climate change. The top climate change facing countries of the world. If we see that who are facing the global warming or the major challenges of climate change, they are Fiji, Canada, Rwanda, Kenya, Sri Lanka, and India is not left out of that. The question is whether we are ready to face that challenge in the future. But if you see the right side of my slide, the countries who are prepared for the climate change, we can say they are better prepared. They are Norway, Finland, Sweden, Denmark, New Zealand, Germany, United Kingdom, Australia, Switzerland, US. They are well prepared. But the problem is what? The developed countries of the West, we can say they are outsourcing their polluting industries to the third world countries. And the third world countries are paying a huge cost in terms of their environment to achieve development in a few period of time. So this is also a grave concern. Next, I will come to my next slide. This shows that this is a report prepared by International Peace Research Institute of USA that the position of nuclear warheads by the countries of the world. If you see, the world now possesses 13,500 nuclear warheads. Out of that, 90% belonging to Russia and USA. And India has 150, China has 320, Pakistan has 160 nuclear warheads. Then, what? Where we are now? We are moving towards development, or we are moving towards destruction. I think this is the nuclear development. Such is I think that it might be a stupidity. The big questions now I want to put for debate. I think my slide is not visible.
No, sir, it's actually not visible.
Okay, let me present again. Is it now visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible now.
Okay. So there are big questions that have least answers. That have we ever serious about these issues that we have just presented in few seconds back? Whether political parties discuss together to solve these problems, irrespective on their ideological differences. Have we ever seen that our media is really sensitive to these issues and seriously engaged for hot discussion on these topics? Can nationalism find out a solution of such major problems like climate change or global warming, you say, and nuclear race that the world is severely facing today? Are we voting on the basis of these objective truths or problems that we face today, or some false sentiments or false propaganda hijacked us today? This need to be seriously think in the academic circle, in the student circle, and do we have remedy for the epidemic of fake news? That is the biggest problem that we are facing today in liberal democracy, that is fake news. I will come to next slide. Once that Abraham Lincoln said that democracy is based on the principle that you can fool all the people some of the time and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. If a government is corrupt and fails to improve people's lives, enough citizens will ultimately realize this and they replace the government. But if government controls the media, what about the Lincoln's logic? Citizens will be prevented from realizing the truth. When media will become a mouthpiece of the government, and the citizen will be unable to understand what is truth, what is myth. So monopoly over the media, the ruling elite can repeatedly blame all its failure to others, we can say to the oppositions, and divert our attention from the mainstream issues like we can say that unemployment, hunger, poverty, health issues, climate change. These issues have never debated in media as well. So this is my next slide. Have we ever thought about the technological manipulation, which is a huge concern today? Simply how our free choice, our free thinking are frequently manipulated by the technology. Just see a picture that media is saying to the people, trust me, someone paid me to tell you this. The next picture tells you, which is a quote of George Orwell, the people will believe what the media tells them they believe. Media tells you what to wear, what to eat, what to think, what to love, what to fear. So my question is, are we victim of such brainwashing machine and propaganda detergent that we all of know that some nationalist people sit before the TV channels at 9 p.m. every day and inhale the propaganda from the brainwashing machines. Might have some peoples. The next slide is how political parties make citizens fool in Indian democracy. I'm just quoting the propaganda minister of Hitler, a famous quote. He said, "A lie told once remains a lie, but a lie told 1,000 times becomes the truth." And we cannot ignore this. Yes, it is free thinking. Do we want to be manipulated by the left wing media or the right wing media? The media is trying to capture our brain, capture our thinking, capture our ideas, capture what we think, what we want. All things are captured by the media. We can say our thought is completely manipulated and hijacked by the present media. And whatever the media shows us, and we think that these all are true, but we need to re-examine it, whether we are seeing the actual information. Yes. This slide, so the did our voting hijacked by social media. If we see in 2019 election, over 1,20,000 ads, rupees 27.7 crores spent by political parties only on Facebook. When the Facebook is become a biggest platform for the propaganda to manipulate the idea, to manipulate the thoughts, the Facebook ads, the political parties spending a lot on the Facebook ads so that they can reach most of the people who are on Facebook, who are on digital platform. They try to create, manipulate our mindset, manipulate our thoughts so that we can vote them, we can they can generate support from us. So how this Facebook platform is also used, I will discuss how there is a algorithm in Facebook, we can say that is artificial intelligence, which is used to understand our behavior, to understand our thinking, to understand our preference, and on the basis that the political parties get benefited from the Facebook and from the other social media platforms. I will come to that point later. And this is the previous US election. Money and politics on Facebook. President Trump has spent more money and earned more ad impression than any other political page on Facebook. So voter manipulation on social media is now a global problem. It is not a problem of India. It is also a grave problem for the whole world. We can also recall that the Hillary Clinton's email was hacked, and also some data was leaked, and which benefited to the opposition. So some fake news and propaganda kills our free thinking. We need to be understood it. Yes. Is it true? Google knows more about you than your mother does. This might be peculiar one, but it is a truth that we can say that how Google knows about us. If you see, then what we think, what keyword we type on Google, that Google knows our preference, our likes, our dislikes, our choices, our preferences, where we go, where we come from, what type of content we like to watch on YouTube, on social media, or on Google. Everything is monitored by the Google. And what type of political content we want to see, what type of entertainment content we see, everything is known by Google. So privacy is nowadays is a myth, because once we shared our information on internet, or even if we typed some keyword on Google, what we think, and that information is stored in Google. Even if we clear our browser, that information is stored in Google. Even if our phone is switched off, the Google can access what we are talking when our phone gets switched on and connected to internet. So nowadays, privacy is a myth. So I will come to the point of democracy that we witnessed today is mere a procedural democracy where the election procedure is maintained, but not such substantive debate, deliberation, dissent is found today. Even if in parliament or even if it in state legislative assembly, the debate is missing now. The deliberation is missing now. The free opinion, free thinking, the right to have different opinion is under crisis. So I can quote here a famous dialogue from a web series called Family Man, which is from popular OTT platform Netflix. I want to quote that point that privacy is a myth just like democracy. Privacy is a myth like democracy. Now, this is about the artificial intelligence. So, what is artificial intelligence? It is the capacity given by humans to machines to memorize and learn from experience, to think and to create, to speak, to judge and make decisions as well like human brains. So, do we have any idea about our future job market due to automation and artificial intelligence? Have we ever seen that when our children will grow up, whether there would have any job for them or not? You can see, will artificial intelligence lawyer will replace human lawyers in future? If you see, if we will give all information to an artificial intelligence a robot, then it is very easier to understand all the case study by the robot, and the robot can better argue than the human beings, and the robot, and there will be a very less charge for it, and it will be convenient to afford by the poor. So will the artificial intelligence lawyers and judges replace the human lawyers and judges in future? If this happens, then what will the employment of the judge, or we can say the lawyers? This need to be critically understood. Then I will come to Google car, self-driving car, a car without driver, a car which runs by artificial intelligence, and it requires no driver. If such self-driving car introduced in our Indian market, it has not yet, but if it is being introduced, just think what the drivers will do. Where will they go for employment? This is a grave concern for our future as well. Yes, this is artificial intelligence doctor. You might not have thought of, but it is made true in future. Is artificial intelligence a threat to our doctors? All artificial intelligent doctor can provide cheap treatment to patients. Even AI doctors can predict our future disease by constantly monitoring us through its gadgets and can warn us. As per our lifestyle, it can predict what type of lifestyle disease you are going to face in future. AI doctors can find out a vaccine early than human doctors through its algorithm, and can constant coordinate among the AI doctors. It can find out the solution that the human doctors can't in a certain period of time, or in a few period of time, but the artificial intelligence doctor can. So if this happens, if artificial intelligence doctor will give an importance in future, it will create a huge unemployment for human doctors. Next, the future is not very far. If we don't stop such technological advances, we will become the worst victim of such human replacing technology. In future, there might have jobs for software engineers, but not have jobs for the doctors, lawyers, drivers, engineers, even for teachers. Our free thinking would have a slave of artificial intelligence or technological manipulation. So big data algorithm can create a future digital dictatorship. I'm repeating the word digital dictatorship. in which all power might have in the hands of a teeny elite, while most people will suffer not only from exploitation but much worse than that. Do you have ever imagined that in future there will be an information tax? Whatever information we are accessing on Google, we might have to pay for that information. So there will be a class in future. Those who have the capacity to access the information and those who have not. Now there is a few suggestions. So what we need to do? So universal basic income should be ensured to those adult citizens by the state who lose their jobs due to artificial intelligence or automation. Government need to be more cautious about employment before allowing automation in any sector. No newspaper or media is free of biases and mistakes, but some make an honest effort to find out the truth. So our responsibility is to invest real time and effort in uncovering the truth and verifying the sources of information that we access. So we should not fall in the prey of free news. Please remember, we should not fall in the prey of free news that pays you to watch it. For reliable information, you need to pay. For scientific literature, research articles of peer-reviewed journals, following books or journals written by professors of reputed institutes, etc. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Uh, we are thankful for your ideas, and we are also thankful for keeping your presentation crisp and to the point. My second, our